Dorothy's daughter. I am delighted to guest vlog for Love Notions today, and I'm going to be talking about and giving a review of the Bella Donna top and tunic for ladies and also for girls. This pattern has quickly become one of my very favorites. So a little story about how I learned about Love Notions. So for years and years I was sewing commercial patterns thinking that was all that we had, and at the time that is all we did have. And then one day I noticed that they were making PDF patterns. So my very first PDF pattern that I ever sewed was a Love Notions pattern, and from then on I have been a big fan. They were a great introduction to PDF patterns, and I have been using those patterns ever since, and I'm delighted to be an ambassador for them, and I'm delighted to do this for them today. So Bella Donna has been re-released in extended sizing, so now it goes from extra small to 5X for ladies, and for girls it goes from 2T all the way up to size 16. So it's literally from toddler to the grave, it's all very size inclusive. So when I review a pattern, I look at several areas. If you watch my channel, then you know that I'm pretty systematic when it comes to pattern reviews. So I'm going to use that system here. First, I give the details of the pattern. Then I talk about the wearability of it. Is it going to adapt to my lifestyle? Is it something that I'm going to wear a lot? Just how easy is it to wear? And then the next thing I like to look at is this ease of construction. Not that it has to be easy. Sometimes I'm up for a challenge, but then there are those times when I like those quick patterns as well. So I just like to look at that as well, so people know what they're getting into. Also, I like to look at the sizing. How inclusive is the sizing? That is something that is very important to me, because as a curvy girl, I do appreciate when patterns have the sizing available. Also, what materials we need and how accessible are they? Is there anything weird called for that isn't readily available? What fabric choices do I have for this pattern? And are they fabrics that I like to work with? And finally, I like to just ask myself the question, would I make this again? And I answer that question. So that's how I like to review patterns, and that's the system I'm going to use today. So the details about Bella Donna. So Bella Donna is a top and tunic. It comes in extra small through 5X in the ladies, or 2T to 16 in the girls, which is a good range for the girls. And then it also comes in a tunic length or a top length. It comes with a curved or a banded hem. It comes with short sleeves, banded short sleeves, 3/4 sleeves, and long sleeves. So you have a lot of options, and of course it is meant only for knit fabrics. So the first area then that I like to look at is wearability. This pattern is extremely wearable. It is the kind of top that, and I've made Bella Donna for years before this new version, and I can tell you when one of my Bella Donna tops is clean and I'm in one of those I need to be comfy moods, that is what I grab, because it is the most comfortable top. It kind of gives you a hug, especially the long sleeve version. They're just great as far as being wearable. The fabrics that are good choices for them are also very wearable. You can use a sweatshirt fleece, you can use a double brush poly for like a warmer time, or you can use a cotton spandex blend. There are just a lot of options for you as far as that goes. So it's very, very wearable. So I would give it the highest rating possible when it comes to wearability. When it comes to ease of construction, I would say that this pattern is the perfect pattern for someone who's just starting out with knits, because it gives you a little bit of challenge in a few things and teaches you just the basics of knits without being terribly difficult. For instance, you can learn how to put a band on with the cuffs and also with the banded bottom. You learn how to do a binding with the neckline, and it's very doable. It's very easy. It's just a super great pattern for a beginner. The neckline can either be bound, like a binding that's also a facing, like bound and then turned over and stitched down. I really like that finish. The other way you can do it is to just turn it over, but I would recommend doing the faced binding because it just has a all over much neater appearance. I've done them both ways, and I will tell you that without the binding there to kind of give it a little bit of volume, I guess, I don't know, it just turns all the time. So I would do the faced binding if I were you. As far as sizing goes, now the sizing of this pattern is so inclusive, I don't really know of any other pattern that could be more inclusive than literally 2T to 5X, because between the girls and the ladies, it covers the gamut of almost any size, girl or woman. So unless it's a small infant, you should be able to make this pattern for that person. So very good as far as size inclusivity. And that's another thing I really like about the Love Notions brand. They are very size inclusive, and they're even going back and becoming more size inclusive by adding sizes to the pre-existing patterns, which is what they've done with the Bella Donna, and I just am thrilled that they're doing that. As far as fabrics go, you can choose anything that is sort of a medium to lightweight. I really like using t-shirt knits for this pattern. It really makes up well. I've also done it in sweatshirt fleece, and I've done it in double brush poly. So a lot of options there as far as fabrics go. It just needs to be a good stretch knit. As far as favorite fabric choices for this one, I would say that what I really like for this one is the cotton spandex blend, because then it is breathable, but it's also very drapable. So in summary, it's just an overall great pattern that you'll be reaching for in your wardrobe over and over and over again. Makes a great gift. Let me show you the versions of the new release that I've made. I made this long sleeve version for myself, and I look forward to fall coming. I won't be wearing it right now. It's about 95 out today, but I will be wearing it soon. I have faith that winter is coming, so I'll be wearing that in the fall for sure. And then I made this really lightweight cotton spandex blend, and I really, really love this top. It's probably my favorite of all the ones I have made. And then just today, actually, I made this version for my granddaughter. It's in fleece, and I'll be keeping her toasty warm. And my other granddaughters have already said that they want one, so I guess I'll be sewing up a few more. So those are my versions of the Bella Donna. So the only really tricky bit of this pattern is the curved hem, and people, for some reason, that just seems to be something that trips a lot of people up, because a lot of times they'll pucker, or they'll not lay flat, or they'll be real wavy or whatever. So I have a trick to that, and here's my perfect curved hem on this one for my granddaughter. And what I'm going to show you is going to blow your mind if you have not heard of this from me before, because people who follow me probably already know this, but I use fusible thread, and I put it in the upper looper of my serger, and I'm going to show you exactly how I do that now. Okay, so I'm ready to do my curved hem on my girls' version of the Bella Donna, and I have purchased this fusible thread from Gutterman. It's a little bit hard to find, but all of the Joann's carry it. Actually, in stock locally, they had it. Amazon has it. I will put a link to Amazon down below in the description for you. But what you want to do is you want to take the fusible thread and put it in your upper looper. Most sergers, the upper looper is the second one over from the right. I think all, but as sure as I say all, it will be, there'll be one that isn't that way. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay, so you can see I have the fusible thread in the upper looper. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a add a stitch. Now since it's going on the upper looper, the fusible side is going to be up. So I'm going to do it on the wrong side. And I'm just going to go all the way around my hem without cutting anything off, just catching, you know, lining it up so that the blade isn't cutting it. Just going all the way around. Not used to where the cutter is on this serger yet. Okay. All right. So then I have run basically a line of fusible thread right along the edge where I need to turn. So I have my iron set on steam. As high as you think the fabric can take, I guess, would be my suggestion. And I'm just going to go ahead and turn it up the 1/2 inch. And I give it a good 10 to 20 seconds. What I do is I count to 20, knowing that I'm going to count too fast for it to be 20 seconds. So if I count to 20, then I know it's going to be at least 10. And you can see what a nice, neat hem we're going to have. Here's a beautiful curved hem. No muss, no fuss, no fighting with the sewing machine. Perfectly done. And all you need is your serger and a little spool of fusible thread. My favorite way to hem curved hems. Well, I hope that was helpful to you. I hope that you're all going to be making your Bella Donnas. I love mine, and I know I'm going to be making tons more. And I said that final question that I always ask in a pattern review is, would I make it again? And I mean, do I even have to answer that question? Of course. I'm going to make tons of them. At least more for my granddaughters, and I know I'm going to be making a ton more for me. If you'd like to know more about Love Notions, be sure and subscribe to this channel or visit their website, and all that information will be down below. And you can come over and check me out at Kim at Dorothy's Daughter as well. Have a fabulous day. Happy sewing.